Getting ready to go live here. And here we are. We're live. Bear with me with some of the visuals. I've been testing some new software and trying to get a good aesthetic. It's difficult to do testing something live and seeing how it all works in a live situation. But here we go. My name is JD Thomas. I'm with Jade Strategic Relations. We're a business success company helping entrepreneurs, business owners help their businesses to grow and to become solid and just really try to make a success. And for business owners and for people, if you're looking to be a stage speaker, if you're looking to do professional sales, the communications aspects. And the point of these Thursday live videos is to provide some information, some ideas of some things that are going on and ideas that you could use and information that you can use to help strengthen your business and yourself in communications. And in public relations, then, and marketing and the world, we'll just stick with public relations. One of the problems I have seen over the years, it's changed. Businesses have changed over the years. Of course, we've got new tools and new ways of doing things. As a business advisor, I'd seen many companies who would have back a number of years ago when software came in physical formats, and you would see pirated editions of certain software, whether it be AutoCAD or Microsoft Windows, different types of software, and small business owners would get copies of that and IDs and user keys that would allow them to use these things for free, and would put their businesses at risk for being sued because any audits that are done and they're found to be using software that they didn't license and officially pay for, they would put themselves in a serious situation legally. And as time has evolved, we have different tools. A lot of it software is just built in and paid for now, or there's subscription models, and the physical media is tough to get. So you just have to deal with the way it is. But there's a lot of tools out there that are free and to use. And one of the big ones right now is generative AI. And it's come up you can't go anywhere nowadays without hearing about generative AI and the uses of it. And people are using it for all sorts of different reasons and exploring it. And I'm definitely not against any of these tools, and there's nothing I'm saying here that is to say don't use them. But there are inherent risks, especially to business owners, when they go out and they just use some tools and they're not thinking of the risks that they're putting themselves in. And you could just be a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, maybe it's you're working on your side hustle, and tools like generative AI, and I'm mentioning ChatGPT, not because it's one I'm favoring, it's just people know it most. So it's just an identifier. But it's fun to begin. You just put in some queries and some things, just tell me about this person or give me a report on that. And it generates full on text and gives you more like a blanking on the word here, but it provides you information that you can use. And going beyond that, people try it, they like it, and they're looking for new applications and for it. And it's a great tool to help ease some of your burden. People are using it for marketing. I help people develop speeches and presentations and keynote addresses. And I'm hearing a lot more, well, I guess you're going to be out of business because I can create one. And yeah, it's a great tool and it's still emerging. There's still potential that, what someone else is trying to do the same thing and it's going to come up very similar or the same. But one of the bigger problems that we're starting to see is in the legal profession, and where sensitive information is being put into AI in order to expedite, make things easier. Hey, I need a legal brief on something, or I need some marketing tools that are going to, here's them, give me some copy. But when you're putting in for client information, maybe you're doing a presentation for clients, and hey, here's just make me a legal contract that'll say, we're going to be doing business here, a legal disclaimer, something like that. And what happens is you're putting in client information, customer information into these free tools, which are using information that you put in there to build and make stronger. And the risk is that you're now putting your client information or your company information. Maybe it's not even your company. Maybe you work for a company. And if you're putting sensitive information into these tools, there's a good chance that they could come out somewhere else. And that information is no longer private, which puts you at legal risk. It puts you at trust risk. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not telling you what laws are being broken or what any of that. There are definitely legal. There's a lot of people that are out there talking about it, lawyers and putting out information about this. But understand from the business aspect that you are putting your client data at risk when you're putting any of that into these open tools. And it's just always a good thing to remember that when you're not paying for something, you are the customer. Your information is is the product. And so always keep in mind that the risk that you put your clients and your company at when you use these things it's unknown at the moment, but it's also a risk, and you don't want to do that, because then all it takes is one of those clients to say, look, now we've got legal problems, or you've exposed some information. This is not a business or a person that I want to do business with. And then you've got a public relations problem, and that can go viral really quickly, especially because they say, oh, I used to open AI or chat GPT, and boom, there we are. Your information is in there, tied to any search engines that says, hey, someone used chat GPT, my information's out there and I didn't want it. Now you're at risk. And so this is something that people really need to consider, how they're using, what they're using it for, because the more context you put in there, the better the output is. But again, you're putting yourself in a potential problem. Other areas I'm finding my clients and other people using is when they're going and putting in the social media. Everybody's trying to do social media posts right now, and it's really becoming a big thing. And they're grabbing images right off of Google searches. And the other part of this is you've got to make sure that you've got allowed to use these licensed images. Many of the people, there's a lot of images out there that are posted by companies that are trying to monetize them. And when you go and use this, it makes it difficult to make sure that you secure yourself. You've got it out there, and especially if you're monetizing, if you're monetizing on this, then it leaves you open for legal recourse, because you're making money off of it. Even if you're not making much money off of it yourself, it's the potential that they are losing and that will be taken into. And you found that you're using it. It's out there. They can prove that you used it. But then how severe the damages are comes down into the legal rulings. So be careful when you're using anything, any songs, any images, anything that is going to not licensed. There's free sites. There's lots of free content that you can use. Be sure to use it appropriately. Make sure that you've got rights to use it. You use a tool like Canva, and you can pay for the premium or pro subscription, and then you've got lots of images that you can use royalty free. So the key you want to make sure that I'm trying to pass along to business owners, entrepreneurs, and people in general is understand the risk that you're putting out there and then what you're doing. It only takes a couple of minutes to do something that makes a difference later on. And if you have any questions, you talk to somebody about it. Talk to a business advisor like us, or talk to a lawyer if you have a lawyer, if you're a business. And there's lots of legal services out there that can help you investigate before you start using it on a larger scale and for more serious things, because it's just about making sure you reduce your risk and making sure that you are seen as an ethical business, ethical person, and that you're doing things in their interest. So that's a little bit of a tirade. Normally I have some points and bullet points that you can follow, but realistically, these tools are great. Use them, discover them. I did look around for any current legal cases about this happening, and right now there's nothing about OpenAI tools that are, or generative AI tools that are causing problems. But just know that it is a potential problem. It's been flagged as potential problems by developers themselves. And so trust in that's out there. Understand where your risks are. If you have any questions about things, just ask first. Play around, but don't do anything too serious, and don't put anything information out there. There's a great saying, it's nothing is off the record anymore. And that's a great way of thinking about things. Any chats that you put into social media chats, imagine if anything you put in there could suddenly a switch is flipped, and then the world can see it. Always take things from that level and understand that there's potential risk in what you're doing to you, your business, to the people you work for or work with. So there you have it, my Thursday Live. If you have any questions, you want to talk to me, if you want to book a 30-minute consultation free, go to jadestrategicrelations.com/services, and we can talk about many different aspects of business and how can find out how to help use these tools, maybe to use them for your advantage, to make things easier, or make sure you understand the risks of using them yourself. Thanks. Have a great week, and looking forward to seeing you out there. Cheers.